All right, so last night was the Nevada Democratic debate, Nevada 2020 Democratic debate. And there were a lot of interesting moments that happened during the debate. The candidates really went at it. And one moment that I think is getting overlooked is a comment Bernie Sanders had about when Mike Bloomberg referred to him as a communist. And then Bernie Sanders started talking about democratic socialism and what it means to him. And all right, let's take a look.
Let's talk about democratic socialism, not communism, Mr. Bloomberg. That's a cheap shot. Let's talk about democratic. Let's talk about what goes on in countries like Denmark, where Pete correctly pointed out they have a much higher quality of life in many respects than we do. What are we talking about? We are living in many ways in a socialist society right now. Problem is, as Dr. Martin Luther King reminded us, we have socialism for the very rich, rugged individualism for the poor.
Wait a second.
Let me finish. When Donald Trump gets $800 million in tax breaks and subsidies to build luxury condominiums, that's socialism for the rich. When Walmart, we have to subsidize Walmart's workers who are on Medicaid and food stamps because the wealthiest family in America pays starvation wages. That's socialism for the rich. I believe in democratic socialism for working people, not billionaires. Health care for all, educational opportunity for all.
Senator, thank you. Mayor
Creating
Bloomberg,
a government that works
the
for all,
question was
not
about
just for
socialism.
one.
So I think the way Bernie Sanders is, the way he handled that, the idea of democratic socialism, because in the general election, if Bernie Sanders is the Democratic nominee and he goes up against Trump, you know that Trump is probably, I mean, he's already doing it. He's just going to keep trying to label him as a socialist, as an attack. And the way Bernie Sanders handled the idea of socialism here was very good because what he's saying is true in that right now in America today, we already do live in a socialist society, except it's not the way that Republicans like to use the word socialism. Usually, when they talk about socialism, actually, all the time when they talk about socialism, they mean giving free handouts to the poor. But that's like the complete opposite of what's happening in America today. So, like, we talk about income and wealth inequality a lot in America, right? So, if you didn't already know, in the past about 4 decades, the middle and working class of this country has seen a massive amount of their wealth get transferred to the wealthiest people in this country. Now, that would be considered a form of socialism if you think about it, but it's just in reverse of what Republicans like to describe as socialism. You see here, the bottom 80%, that represents the middle and working class of this country. And according to this, the middle and working class has seen a 9% drop. And the middle and working class has seen a 9% drop since 1983, from 1983 to 2016. Meanwhile, you see the richest people in this country all are seeing an increase in their net wealth. Um, and did you know that if the minimum wage, so the minimum wage right now is seven and a quarter, and it hasn't gone up in a long, long time. And right now, there's a big movement around a fight for a fight for a $15 minimum wage. Now, did you know that the federal minimum wage would actually be much, much higher today if it had grown at the same rate as American productivity? But it hasn't been growing, and it's because of money in politics. The wealthiest people in this country are funding the politicians who run for office, and unfortunately, they're buying them. And as a result, all of the gains of new wealth in this country, they are going all to the richest people in this country, and It's not being distributed evenly or in an appropriate way. And and a lot of people are struggling as a result. Now, I want you to think about this. So there was this poll, and it asked the percentage of Americans that say that they'd be able to cover an unexpected $1,000 bill with funds from their savings. Now, when you think about it, if you're working for 20, 30, even 10, 15 years, the idea that you wouldn't have $1,000 that you could be able to muster together in order to cover an unexpected bill, the idea of you not being able to do that seems unbelievable, right? It's just $1,000. And I mean, over like a long time period of time, you would expect to have more saved than that, ideally. But look at this. Only 39% of Americans said that they would be able to cover an unexpected $1,000 bill with funds from their savings. Now, there's a lot of wealth in this country, so for this to be true is just unbelievable. Right now, we do live in a rigged system. And let's not forget, we have yet to join the many countries around the world and guarantee healthcare to all of our people as a right. That's That's what they're calling Bernie socialist for, because he wants to join the many countries around the world and guarantee healthcare to all of our people as a right, in order to save the many people we lose per year due to lack of coverage. Upwards of 45,000 people a year. And he wants us to join the many countries around the world that have made public colleges and universities tuition free, which is not a radical idea. Again, this is why they're calling him socialist. There are many countries around the world that already do it. And I mean, we already provide free education K through 12. Why is it so crazy to say, you know what? We should do it for college too, because education is important. So I hope Bernie Sanders handles this question about socialism like this from now on, because I think it's very effective. Right now, we do have socialism in America, but it's corporate socialism. The middle and working class of this country keeps subsidizing the rich. But what Bernie wants to do is trying to bring a more equal system to America, and I think that's exactly what we need.